There's no more joyous time. You've seen it with Prince William and Kate this week, finding out you're going to have a baby. It's exciting. It happens for some friends of ours, Lindsay and her husband, back in 2011. Lindsay's in studio with us today to share her story. Yep, that mic right there. Thank you for coming on. It's been a journey in the last year and a half for Lindsay and her family. Take us back to that time, if you would, Lindsay. Your husband's in seminary. You're just getting this exciting news.
We had just found out that we were having a boy, and we're starting to get things ready for our registry. And then on April 12th, 2011, our lives just changed drastically. And that was when I went into sudden and unexplained labor and was told that there was likely nothing they could do to stop labor at that point, and that our baby was likely going to be born. Then we were told the worst news of all. We were told that at 23 weeks gestation, our baby wasn't viable. There was only about a 5% chance that he would make it. We were just in shock, honestly. If I look back, and really the only thing we had to cling to at that time was prayer. I mean, we didn't know what God was doing. We didn't know if our baby was about to be taken from us. And so on that day, Pierce was born just a few hours later. By God's grace, they were able to intubate him on the ventilator, which was a huge step. He was big enough. He was 1 pound, 8 ounces. He was the length of a standard ink pen, if you can imagine how small, and just fit in the palm of our hand. And, literally from that point, day to day became a battle. Every day brought new challenges and new things that he faced. A couple times we were told he was facing certain death, that they had never seen things reverse. And we just watched as God performed these miracles. And Pierce, our son, spent 118 days in the NICU in intensive care, and half of those were on the ventilator on life support. And he came home at 4.5 months old, and he is just such a little miracle. Today, he's 19 months. He is delayed. He does have some gross and fine motor delays, but many of the things that they predicted for him, by God's grace, they haven't come true. We were told he would be deaf. We were told he would be blind because he had a major stroke when he was born, and neither of those things have happened. He can see and he can hear, and he's just such a joy, and we just feel so thankful to have him.
Pierce is tough.
Yeah. He is, and we see how God has used him. He definitely still has his struggles, but we've seen how God has used that, and in so many ways that we didn't expect. We've seen how God has used this 19-month-old baby to impact people's lives, people who have no NICU experience, but people who can look at him and just see God's goodness and grace as just such a beautiful picture of it.
Our friend Lindsay in studio sharing her story this morning, Pierce's story, their journey. And hang with us if you would. Lindsay's going to tell us just how God has used Pierce to touch so many lives. It's coming up next.